A very good morning to you all. Thank you, Chairperson, sir, for the time. The All Nagaland College Students Union welcome all our student friends, invitees, and all other ladies and gentlemen present here. For the information of all of us, we are now streaming live through the pages of AMSU over Instagram and YouTube. Therefore, after the end of this program, we will continue to remember this wonderful program that we are now having. Before I go into my presidential address, with due permission from the chairperson, I would like to request all members present here to kindly stand up and observe a minute of silence to pay our tribute and respect to those AMSU leaders and pioneers who have sacrificed their time, their service for us, and who are no longer with us today. So may I request all of us to kindly stand and observe a minute of silence in respect of our pioneers and singers. I stand here with great honor and pleasure. Perhaps for the one last time, I am standing here as your president, the president of the All Nagaland College Students Union. My utmost respect to our inaugural guest, Sri Temjaning Nalan, Honorable Minister, Higher Education and Tribal Affairs, Government of Nagaland. Our Director of Higher Education, Madam Dr. Apeni Lathan, and officers from the Department of Higher Education, the entourage of our Honorable Minister, our Reverend Kelasatunagi Pastor Calvary Baptist Church Totsoma, Tribunal General AMSU and the tribunal members, all Nagaland College Students Union seniors, President Naga Students Federation and his acting colleagues, invitees, media friends, ladies and gentlemen. The 20th All Nagaland College Students Union Biennial Conference is being held here at Wema Science College Totsoma under the theme Heralding Tomorrow. We have a delegation of over 400. We anticipated around 300 delegation, but we are 100 plus than the anticipated delegation. Our Honorable Inaugural Guest, our Concerned Minister for Higher Education, Sri Temjaning Nalan. The AMSU would like to acknowledge our Honorable Minister and his team that includes the Department of Higher Education and the colleges and the institutes under the Department of Higher Education. All these years, our Honorable Minister has extended tremendous contribution towards the students' community. Of course, there have been times where the AMSU had protested against the government, agitated against the department, but nevertheless, our concerned minister, he has always been with us. Although he has not been in the forefront to agitate with us, he has been there to listen to our human prayer, to address our issues, and to bring solution to the grievances that we have had. Thank you so much, sir. During our tenure, we have had some memorable times of bringing issues to logical solutions, for which, on behalf of all the college's fraternity, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable Minister. My thanks and respect to our Honorable MLA, 8 Version Angami, Sri Kedisha Konapro, and his entourage. We thank our concerned MLA for being here with us today. During our time in this AMSU, our Honorable MLA have also extended commendable service and contribution towards particularly the economic science college of Somaliland issue. In my presidential address, I wish to take time to inform to the House and the Echoes gathering that in this 2-year tenure, we have had some ups and downs. Of course, we had to face this very new COVID-19 pandemic. But despite the situation and circumstances, we have had the privilege to converge together, and the situation have extracted the best out of us, that I believe. We have had the privilege for digital protests, wherein we protested not in the form of physical convergence, but through digital mode. And I'm sure the Department of Higher Education and our Minister present here would strongly advocate that the digital protest was quite successful, and I encourage the remaining student bodies and worship groups to adopt the digital protest, as it is quite economic and quite effective. I would like to inform all of us that the Yangsu, in our 2-year tenure and before, we have been attending and voicing on certain issues and agendas, out of which, of recent, the Koyama Science College of Somaliland issue has been one of the vocal issues that Yangsu have raised. I am happy to inform us that although it is not solved in total, many of the sensitive parts of this issue has been addressed. I am happy to inform us that few of the acres of land have already been returned to the Koyama Science College of Somaliland. We are now in the process of settling this Koyama Science College of Somaliland issue for once and for all, and the process is quite satisfying. Although in between there has been the day and the department concerned would put keen interest to address and solve this Koyama Science College of Somaliland issue. We would also like to inform that the post-matric scholarship, because of the system in the central ministry, we are receiving our scholarship on installment basis. However, there has been no hiccup in the scholarship issue for the past few years, for which I thank our Honorable Minister and the department concerned. Taking this privilege, I would like to encourage and urge our students' fraternity that we now have new policies, new programs in the offing for the academic journey ahead. With time and with changes of the system and policies, the students, we need to be smarter, we have to be innovative, and above all, for those who does not want to learn new things, I feel we are going to lose our place in the society. Therefore, I urge upon our fraternity to think out of the box, to keep continuing to learn new things, and most importantly, to be an asset of our society. We have seen that of late there has been critiques over social media and other platforms, whereby we have not been positive critics, but we have been rather negative critics. In my personal experience, and in our endeavor during this Yangsu tenure, we observed that there are a lot of better things to be done when we criticize positively. Rather than criticizing of what has not been done, I believe that criticizing in a way that how should it be done, I think in that way we will be able to collectively go ahead, and I believe that those at the helm of the authority, they would also be happy to partner with us the solutions that we bring forward, and together we will be able to address these issues. I am also happy to inform us that our Higher Education Director, Madam Dr. Apeni, she has assured us that as per the appeal of the Yangsu, before she relinquishes her directorship, she will be taking keen interest to bring about the Academic Council, which has been one of the core appeal and demand of the Yangsu. We are thankful to you, Madam, and in due process, we hope that the Academic Council will be materialized as early as possible in the interest of the students' community. The All Nagaland College Students' Union, as we were formed in the year 1979, thus far, our pioneers and our leaders, they have continuously and tirelessly worked for the welfare of our students' community, for which I take this moment to thank our pioneers and the former leaders of AMSU who are present and those not present as well. The college students community thanks your service and contribution towards us, the sacrifices that we have made 42 years back, for which we believe that we are in this situation. If not of your services and contributions decades before, maybe we may not be in this manner celebrating this biennial conference. But your service and contribution has brought us thus far. Thank you to all our AMSU pioneers and seniors. I also take the privilege to thank the Naga Students Federation for extending unwavering support towards AMSU in all our endeavors as the apex organization of the Students' Union and the students of the Nagas. The Naga Students Federation have always been there as the guardian of AMSU, and we as the supporting body of the Naga Students Federation, together we have come a long way with many good memories to be cherished. Therefore, I take this privilege to thank the Naga Students Federation for all the support that we have extended during our tenure and before. On behalf of the All Naga College Students Union, we would like to thank the delegates and the college for hosting us wonderfully. And towards the end of my presidential letters, I would like to once again welcome all of you to this 28th Biennial General Conference. I hope and we pray that you will have a memorable stay. On behalf of all my colleagues, I would like to request the student delegates present here that we have to redefine ourselves as a student. We have to relook, introspect into the role of being a student. Only then we are going to go ahead. With the semester system being introduced, now I believe it is easier for us to score marks. It is easier for us to prepare for exams. It is easier for us to predict which questions will be coming in the forthcoming examination. I therefore feel that with the easy access to perform better, there is also a demand to put our time and effort to better the better results. I therefore, on behalf of the AMSU, request and appeal the students' community to kindly prioritize our studies while we are still a student. Our college life is very short as any developmental activities that we see around. But the 3-year degree course that we have and the 2-year master course that we have, this precious 3 to 5 years time is the most crucial time for all of us. Therefore, I request that we have to make the optimum use of this and make positive outcome out of our this 3 to 5 years journey in our college life. I once again thank all of you for extending your support towards me, our tenure. In the military session, I will be taking time for the outgoing president's speech. During that time, I will be taking more time to thank all of you and some memories that we have had. But for now, with that, I would like to conclude my president's speech. Welcome you once again. Have a memorable stay. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, I thank God for this beautiful morning. Chairperson, thank you for giving me this time. Indeed, I'm glad to be here in the midst of such an august gathering. Respected Honorable MLA, Shri Nakrum, the President of All London College Students Union, my brother Vinay, and his esteemed colleagues, I congratulate you and your team for being able to host an respected Director of Higher Education, Dr. Adini, and her colleagues, Dr. Lily, Ma'am, the Principal of Kohima Science College, and all your esteemed colleagues, the President of Naga Student Federation, and his esteemed colleagues. I also see the President of INSU and his colleagues that are here, the President, House Students Union, and his colleagues, the student leaders and the students of various colleges, the press and media fraternity, and ladies and gentlemen. In these challenging times, it is indeed very challenging to even meet any one of you. And I'm very thankful to the President of NSF, who just spoke before me, for his assertive conviction for a prosperous Nagaland and a developed Nagaland with hope for all of us. When I became the Minister for Higher and Technical Education in the beginning, I was surprised that I inherited ANSU and INSU together. Honestly, I did not know that being the Minister for Higher and Technical Education, I would have to know that there is a strong family bond with the All Nagaland College Students Union and the All Nagaland, the Eastern College Students Union. It has been a tremendous journey for me together with ANSU, which means together with all of you. I have seen the fiery dynamic leadership of Kato. I have seen the super cool and assertive leadership of my brother BIENNIAL. And so also the team that were with them. But at the end of the day, like on his presidential address today, he said, we have had our good fights, run the good rest, and here we are today to work together again. The exemplary leadership of ANSU has given a new trajectory to students' leadership. At the very first place, the issues that the union has always brought up have always been for the benefit of the students of the state, have always worked hard and have always been persistent towards achieving goals for the student community. And that is the good thing that I have seen. But at the same time, I would like to urge upon all of you that the practicality of where we are into today is not so easy to just speak by mouth and let it be done. My dear friends, young and dynamic friends, especially the student fraternity, into a lot of introspection and really, really work hard. There is no other greater words to speak from this dais that you may understand, other than to say consistency and visionary goals to be laid for our people. We have to be committed. We have to be committed at all costs. To be very honest, the issue of NSSP, which my brother and friend, the NSF President, has urged upon, it is truly wise and good for the educated people of Nagaland, the unemployed people of Nagaland. But it is you who come to us for back door, side door, window door, bathroom door appointments. Kindly refrain. Go to the competitive exams. Let us be practical on both sides. We as public leaders, the Honorable MLA and myself, we belong to the people. By hook or by crook, we are committed to the people. Unfortunately, since our statehood, our people, which includes all of us, does only politics of politicking, not of development, not of entrepreneurship. And so, it is a collective ripple effect that has happened today. We want change, like you do. But are we committed to wanting that change happen? I stand together with the NSF and its visionary goal for a brighter Nagaland, for the educated and unemployed that will get into offices and departments through meritocracy and not through any door. But the question also remains, will your parents and the people of Nagaland understand that there can be no other door other than that door? I'm afraid in the 2 years of banning appointments, let me be very honest, I don't want it in tomorrow's newspaper, my dear media people. The only pressure that today we have is on the growing number of unappointments. For 2 years, so many not appointed. Whether it is good or bad, somehow the government came to understand certain things and tried to open it. And again, the court has banned it. I'm not saying that we should go ahead and do appointments, or we shouldn't. But in certain aspects, this has to be streamlined and gradually put into effect. My dear friends, today's Nagaland will bring about tomorrow's Nagaland. The theme that is written today, heralding tomorrow, want to be heralding more unions, more NGOs, and many more issues of corruption. Each one of you that are seated here, you belong to this state and to this nation. You belong to your people, to your tribe, to your community, to your mother, to your father, to yourself. If we do not bring into our senses to work hard and be steady and walk through the maze of life, then your achievement will also be backdoor achievement, side door achievement. Your uncle, auntie, minister, MLA, director, secretary achievement. Are we willing to walk that tightrope? Are we willing to be committed to building a future of Nagaland beyond our lifetime? Are we willing to work hard towards it so that you may herald a great Nagaland? The first thing we need to do is stop all hypocrisy. I can't declare that to the whole of the state, but I can at least tell to each one of us, including myself. Everyone wants to be successful. But how? At what cost? How do we build that? We are so good in making rhetoric statements. We, the people of Nagaland, are great people who make a lot of rhetoric statements, and we make those statements that don't want to hurt anybody. And while doing that, we hurt everybody. We have to be practical people. All of us gather and we talk great things. Without doing anything great, we go home. We all gather, talk about this issue, that issue, without really meaning that with our heart. We have a great populace of youth in Nagaland, educated youth in Nagaland, dynamic, robust, beautiful, handsome. But we have a very lazy, assumptive, presumptive, social media fanatic youth. Most of the issues which are actually, if you look at the social media today, there is not even one positive aspect of discussion happening. Dramas go everywhere. Accusations, counter-accusations. The forum of discussion is not there. The forum where intellectuality would be brought up and spoken, discussed, inputs, it's non-existent. And we all go crazy by those social media inputs. I tell my friends, don't tell me stories about your success. Tell me how you failed. Tell me where you fallen. Tell me where you were frustrated, when you got tired, when you got angry. I'm your friend. Don't tell me whose son you are or daughter. Tell me what you are. It's very important that we start living humble and practical lives and work towards that with fear of God in our hearts. I really don't know how to describe our state. Every morning after I prayed, I was telling some of my friends, I meet the devil a number of times throughout the day. Being a minister, being a public leader, being the president. And I say hi and bye only. Don't want to be friends with them. I too have my struggles. I too have times when I'm wrong. I too get overwhelmed for our people and for our state. And for myself also. None of us here are superhuman beings. We are just human beings. But we need to have hope. I practically try very hard to give hope. I know some people come and see me, I know they're going to fool me. I know some people out there who are really poor, in need, they come. There are some people who create issues and come. There are some people who solve problems and come. But 80% of the people that I do meet come with some kind of hope. So, whether I fail or pass, I try to give them hope and not be frustrated with them. I was just thinking a few days ago, I won't take much time, because these are very basic things which are needed. The rest you will have. Books are with you, knowledge of the books, intellect. But the basic thing that we need to carry as citizens of Nagaland is to be people of hope. When I look towards you, I have hope. I have hope that amongst this will be tomorrow's leaders. Leaders that are not as corrupted as we are. Leaders where people will understand, but at the same time, the people have to be not corrupted. That is the future. When I look at my teachers, the professors who are here, I have hope. I see hope in them. Maybe from different community, different tribe, different subjects. But you are teaching my people. And when we look at you, we give you respect because we have hope in you. When the NSF president stands here and speaks, I was looking from behind. I don't look as handsome as him from behind also. I was thinking that. But when he spoke, I felt hope in his leadership. Hope that this man is speaking the truth. I am not a great supporter of NSSB because I lose the chance to appoint someone. But so be it. What the NSF president spoke is the truth. And so let it be so that the young people who are educated, in spite of all colors, may meritocracy be our zeal. Each one of us today at this 20th Biennial General Conference of our students, my dear AMSU leaders, Brother BIENNIAL, who is going to give his goodbye today evening, but never a goodbye as a student leader. And for the new ones to come, I want you all to be practical agents of hope. The remaining should become obscure. I don't want to judge any one of us for what you do, how you are, what you like. But whatever we do, are we beacons of hope or not, is what I want you all to take in your hearts every morning, every night. If you have been less hopeful yesterday, today morning, let's try to be more hopeful. And it's counterproductive. It's not only the belief in your heart, but practically you have to act upon it. Today, I know in this grand program, you will have good times, you will know friends from different tribes. You look beautiful with your cultural dresses. Truly, it's really beautiful. But may you be the hope of your tribe also. Not to narrow down yourself to divisions, but as a humble and proud man, woman that will emerge from your tribes to serve our people in whichever capacity. As I conclude my speech, I want to bring before all of you the words that are very clear in our hearts. Being a tribal is not a caste. It is a way of life. Being a Sema, Lota, Rami, Chakasan, Ao, Konya, Kimongan. It's a way of life. May we no more divide ourselves into Teneme, NTC, EMBO. Whether you all like it or not, society and social responsibility with each tribe is great. But tomorrow we may see further breakups. We dream of a united Nagaland. We dream of a future for our people where we are not into the world, but the world comes into us. We hope that each one of us is not only aspiring, but becomes an aspiration for the people to walk with us. No one asks any one of us to be perfect. And no one of us are perfect. If you look into me, you may find some of the greatest mistakes which you would never do. If you will know about me, you may think that Mr. Imnalong is a blunder. I have gone through that road also. We should choose to build our future with dignity, with hope, and with humble assertion to speak the fact and the truth without fear of gun, tribalism, nepotism, and hypocrisy. Then only then only Nagaland will be the land where our people and our children will live in harmony. Prosperity is not by how much money you and I have. Prosperity is not in which car you travel or which brand of clothes you are wearing. Prosperity is when you see the gross domestic happiness of our people at its peak and living together in harmony, helping each other, strengthening each other and pulling each other up. That is the goal we need to try to achieve. Thank you very much. God bless you all. God bless Ansu and God bless each and every one. Jai Hind.